Welcome to Brands on Tap, featuring trademark applications from the United States Patent and Trademark Office on September 15. Starting with Black Voters Matter. This is filed in connection with armbands adapted for personal electronic devices. All sorts of cases for mobile phones and devices, software as well. In this case, augmented reality software, software for voter empowerment, for payment and debt transactions, software development tools to create mobile apps. It was filed by this gentleman out of the Philly area, and a closer look at Philly 360 features him as a creative ambassador, as a business leader in the community, and it shows he is the founder of UrbanPhilly.com and a chair of the African American Chamber of Commerce. Closer look at the site of Urban Philly, which has been going strong for 15 years, brings us to the Urban Philly Professional Network, showing different events and gatherings, videos, photos of those involved, and the trademark filing of Black Voters Matter. Love the little Liberty Bell here, connecting it to Philly. All the different events and mixers and people that support these interests. Nice to see, and I wish them the best. On the realm of free speech, I guess what matters is in the eye of the beholder. Laws legally allowing white supremacy. A trademark filed in connection with t-shirts by a company out of Indianapolis called POW-IA. Mr. Baskin, the correspondent. Closer look at the company shows Mr. Baskin as the sole officer of POW-IA. POW-IA stands for Proud of Who I Am, Proud of What I Am. A mark filed by Mr. Baskin in connection with apparel items in the past. He's not only an officer of POW-IA, but his resume shows he is a officer, a corrections supervisor, lieutenant, with 5+ years experience in state and federal correction facilities, working with one of the largest private corrections corporation in the U.S., Corrections Corp of America. He's managed a team of 27 correctional officers overseeing 1,200 inmates, assisted the assistant warden, and I do find the interest between the belief and work. I wonder what Mr. Baskin thinks of the Black lives incarcerated. Do those Black lives matter in view of his interest in legally allowing white supremacy? Well, if black matters and white matters, it's only fitting to discuss the matter of all the shades of gray with Bondage, the musical, filed in connection with entertainment, namely the production of plays by Mary Saltzman and David Clark Mora out of San Jose. An article in Playbill a few months ago talks about a James Bond parody musical, a producer saying the parody would go on as planned. Closer look shows the executive producer as Mary Saltzman, who is the daughter of the Bond film producer Harry Saltzman. She's planning the parody, which doesn't require permission from the owners of the intellectual property being parodied. The owners are MGM, and there was some back and forth between how concise the press release statements were. It is known that these companies, which Saltzman had co-founded and once been a part of, but gave up control, very protective of the intellectual property of Bond, James Bond. So really the shades of gray I'm talking about are the legal shades of gray, because even though parody is protected under the Copyright Act, they've been very aggressive in terms of going after these rights. Closer look here at another article. Says, parody or not, James Bond is a trademark of the owned companies. And I think that's precisely the reason why they've come up with the name Bondage. If they called it James Bond the Musical, they wouldn't have a parody problem, they'd have a potential trademark problem. And this is almost a parody of the mark itself. Closer look at David Clark Mora, one of the co-owners of The Filing. He's a screenwriter who's writing the musical. And this gentleman, who writes folk country music that has been brought on to compose and score and arrange a lot of the songs. And, geez, even the James Bond theme song of itself is something to be parodied. They even talked about how aggressive MGM has tackled parody before. They slapped legal action on Austin Powers for using the gun barrel logo. So that's why there are some legal shades of gray, and I find this an interesting development. Be curious to know the direction of the storyline, and if they pull it off, it seems like it's going to be one heck of a parody. Well, thanks for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. And please provide any thoughts, comments, any suggestions, ideas to help us make better videos for you going forward. To see future episodes, click on the subscribe button to the Brands on Tap channel. And lastly, if you really love what you saw and want to let someone else know about it, it's as simple as clicking the share button here. You can either paste the address or send it to Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media that you're using. You can even send via email too. Again, thank you for your time and support. Have a great day.